I love my father. I wanted to be like my father. But I was afraid I was gonna get a whooping. Let me say that again. I love my father. I wanted to be like my father. I was afraid I was gonna get a whooping. See, the chicken, that space is theirs. That space is theirs. So that's what you got to have if you want to be a good boxer. If you want to be a good boxer, that's what you have to have. Because he gonna give their life putting their money on them. That's what you got if you want to be a good boxer. What's going on, boxing fans? It's a dang 9-4. Y'all know who the best is on the YTC BC. And not just that, I ain't one-dimensional. You know, I love the sport. I talk about astrology also, boxing fans. So if you want to get more in tune with your own personal character, on God can bless you on this earth, check out my astro videos, boxing fans. You know, astrology, I get it in. We in Tenarian right now, so maybe the grace of God is gonna bless me in this era. My sun sign's in Taurus. We're in Taurus right now. What is it, 5/12 right now? 5/12/13. So Tenarians, we the best, baby. The bull. Just don't make us see red, or we gonna trample on your ass with brute force and brute strength. Okay, boxing fans, what's going on? Listen, boxing fans, y'all motherfuckers listening? Boxing fans, you know I love boxing. We're still learning, even though Floyd, it seemed like he kind of found the blueprint. But real talk, we still learning, because I learned a lot from Adrian Broner. That's real fucking talk. I think Adrian Broner, when I first seen him, I thought his style was dramatic, and I thought he exaggerated. And let's go back to Astro, baby. Leos have a tendency to showboat and exaggerate because they like drama. They like theatrical fields. They like drama. They like theater. You get what I'm saying? So add that up. Broner, he's dramatic. He's theatrical in that ring, which is a good thing, because dog, he's being himself. That's all we ask for. Real, recognize real. He's being himself. He ain't copying Floyd. He's being himself. He's born in snake years. He got Leo tendencies, Leo traits. Sun in Leo, Mercury in Leo, and Mars in Leo. The boy is a king. Simba. It is time. Real shit. So shout out to Disney, Walt Disney, Lion King. I think that's the best, one of the best Walt Disney films of all time. That movie you can watch 100 times over and over. Okay, boxing fans, so listen. What today I want to talk about, I want to go in. I'm sure if I got any loyal true Trill subscribers, y'all know who my favorite fighter is of all time. So far, it's not like it's a rap sealed done, but so far, boxing fans, my favorite fighter, my favorite boxer of all time so far is Roy Jones Jr., Pensacola, Florida. Middleweight king, middleweight, super middleweight king, and light heavyweight menace. Roy Jones was amazing. Have you ever heard or ever seen a quadrilateral left hook? Have you ever seen that, boxing fans? Have you ever seen a quad left hook punch rapidly? Have you ever seen the chicken? Have you ever seen a fighter so blessed with attributes? He was a blessing from God, his gears. And thank God his father forced them to put him into boxing fans. You know, I'm outside right now, and I don't want niggas in my business. But okay, so listen. Nah, they just car rolled up and shit, trying to do my thing, trying to cater to y'all and show respect to the sport. Okay, boxing fans, Roy Jones was amazing. Ali moved like a lightweight. Iron Mike Tyson literally brought everything you wanted to see in that squared circle battlefield, blood, guts, and glory. Pernell Whitaker was a fucking wizard. He was like a he He was untouchable. He was don't get me wrong, you can touch him, but in order to touch fighters like that, you gotta be just as smart as them, and you gotta have their gears. But if you don't have their gears, you gotta be determined. You gotta be fucking determined. Like if you got Brandon Rio's gears up against a fighter like Floyd or Pernell, you gotta be determined. You gotta be very focused. But in order to beat fighters like Floyd, Adrian Broner, Pernell Sweet Pete Whitaker, you gotta be their counterpart. And what I mean is you gotta have their gears, and you gotta be just as smart. And that's real talk. So why am I bringing this up? Yeah. I'm giving you traits of fighters who were unique and blessing from God. Sugar Ray Robinson was advanced. We never seen like televised. We never seen shit like that. I'm talking about I didn't exist. No, I'm sure the majority of my subscribers didn't exist during this time, but we never seen something like Sugar Ray Robinson during that time. He was advanced. He was advanced. He was black. His gears. We black people were superior physically. You know, I think all around was superior. But listen, if your psyche's not that strong, or you know, you're not as open-minded, or you're mature enough, you would know, my white viewers or my white subscribers, I ain't talking about you. But black folks all around, I'm not even gonna say black folks, but king folks of all around are superior in general. That's how the world works. But a real white man would understand that. I would say appreciate, because that's the law of the land. You dig? But okay, so Ray Robinson, Leonard. Let's talk about Leonard. Leonard was basically an Ali, but a welterweight. To keep it real with you, he was kind of a fusion of an Ali and a Roy Jones Jr. He was very smart. Leonard was very smart. I'm talking about traits. I'm talking about characters that put a mark on boxing. Who else we got? We got Joe Louis was good, honestly. Joe Louis was good. I guess his patience and his power was his strong point. I say patience because look at his style, and the most patient sign of the zodiac is me, a Tanarian. What the most earliest sign out of Capricorn and Virgo. Those are earth signs. We have tremendous patience. That's why we're famous for our rage, because we endure a lot. It takes a lot for us to go ballistic, you know, to unleash our rage. Let me give you some other fighters that were remembered. You know, I remember Cesar Chavez Sr., even though I didn't grow up on the sport. You know, I only followed it until 2008. I like Cesar, and as a matter of fact, he kind of reminds me of Marvin Hagler. I like his will. And what I mean by that, his non-refusal to not move backwards. He only moved forward. You dig what I'm saying? Marvin Hagler was like that. And I think Frazier was like that. But Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was like that. He wasn't backing up. The only time he backs up, if you hit him with a solar plex body shot, he has no choice but to back up, or you hurt him, basically. And when I mean hurt him, I'm talking about you buckled him. You buckled his knees, and etc. You dig? But hold on, boxing fans. I'm outside right now. This pissed me off. Y'all hear the birds? Here, boxing fans. Those are geese right there. We in the springtime right now. Okay, the reason I bring up all these fighters, boxing fans, I want you to realize who I'm talking about. And I want you to realize the fighter I'm talking about. And he had his own chapter. Nobody was like him. And he had his own mark of the sport. And that mark was, when you think about it, kind of fused it. Leonard and not just Leonard and Robinson. They would advance, and this fighter was the most advanced. But I think Leonard was smarter. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was smarter than Roy Jones Jr. When I mean smarter, I'm talking about IQ boxing. That's what I'm talking about. And they're both born in monkey years. Monkey years are very clever. And inquisitive, something like that. Just a very fucking unorthodox, very clever sign. You know. Basically, okay, let's talk about it. Roy Jones Jr. was the most athletic fighter of all time so far. More athletic than Muhammad Ali. More athletic than Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson, he's 5'11" bulk, but the way he throws punches like lightweight or welterweight, he was incredibly fast. Possibly, he was very explosive. There's a difference. You could be fast, but are you explosive? And Mike Tyson is explosive. You know who else was explosive? I keep it real with you, boxing man. Zab Judah. Even though I lost respect, when he wants to unload on you, it's a scary sight. GBE, baby. GBE. Shout out to Fredo Santana. That 300 movement is killing the streets right now. It's a scary sight. Check that out, boxing fans. It's a good album. If y'all not listening, you know, Keith Chiefs people or whatever. But Zab Judah is very explosive in his gears. And Mike Tyson had that same, you know, passion, that explosiveness. I think Ali, was he explosive? If he, a little bit. But the most explosion was Iron Mike Tyson. And Zab Judah was up there, yo. He can unload. You dig? So you gotta be wary of that. So basically, boxing fans, what this video is about, I don't know, one time. This video is about my appreciation for my favorite fighter of all time, Roy Jones Jr. But what we're really gonna get into, boxing fans, I think they should make a whole fucking movie on the great superhuman middleweight phenomenon, light heavyweight, Olympian, gymnasium. He was really a 156 Olympian, but they don't have that no more for the weight class. Roy Jones Jr. was amazing. They need to make a movie on Roy Jones Jr. Boxing fans, listen, YouTube's good, man. Get our forms out, get our ideas out. But I'm fucking serious. They need to make a movie on Roy Jones Jr. Because his career is about to end right now. What Roy Jones got left, honestly, if I was Roy right now and I want to get respect, and he already got his respect, but the respect is how great he is. That legacy pole. I think Roy, I still believe in Roy. That's how much I love him as a fighter. Even though his gear's diminished. And that's all right. That's the law of land. That's how it works in this world we call Earth, and life in general. Honestly, boxing fans, this is what I think Roy has left. I think Roy should move to cruiserweight and gain one more. Try to shoot for the most weakest link that has a belt right now. I think that's what Roy Jones should do. And if not, if he can't do that, I don't know if he does have a belt, but I think Roy Jones should go after BJ Flores. I think he should try to gun for him. And how does he either wins or wins by TKO? I'm not sure about no knockout, but I'm gonna say a TKO. And if it is a knockout, it's gonna be his missile shooter, and that's the right hand. So, what the fuck are they doing? Going back in circles. And I was gonna go in. I had a spot I was talking about, fans, but I don't know what the fuck this car doing. It's going back and forth, making a U-turn. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, I don't know what the fuck they doing. Crazy. Anyways, now I had to move because I don't want them in my business. You know, me talking to y'all. I don't know what the fuck they doing. Maybe they're teaching their son how to drive. Some, yeah. I just seen a father and his son. I think his mother's in the passenger. I think they're teaching his son how to drive. So listen, boxing fans, bear with me. As you know, I'm the illest on YTCBC. Not just that, I'm a beast astrologer. Because I am an astrologist. And it's good. Y'all should pay attention to me because I'm good at dissecting things and breaking things down. You know, neutralizing things and being analytical, because boxing is an individual sport, an independent sport. That's what I meant to say, an individual, because it's good because I break them down psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally. And did I say mentally? Yeah, all that. You dig what I'm saying? So Y'all should listen what I gotta say, because I feel in my heart I got something I need to share to the world, and this is the best way to do it. YTCBC, or YouTube in general, youtube.com, and I thank him for that. So let's get it. So okay, it seems like they moved, so that's good. Boxing fans, this video's about Roy Jones Jr. I think they should make a fucking movie on Roy Jones Jr. The movie's gonna be 3 hours long. It's gonna be his whole life, everything he been through. Now, listen, boxing fans, y'all seen Will Smith, Muhammad Ali. Doing a real boxing film is difficult. You know why? You know why, boxing fans? You gotta get your mechanics intact. You gotta move like a fighter. You gotta move like a boxer. So that means they gotta be familiar with boxing, or they gotta go in training camp for at least a year. If not, they're gonna have to get a stuntman, not a stuntman, but a real fighter to display that look like Roy, same complexion, same build, and display that work. But you have to. Will Smith, I bet he was in training camp for a long time. He had to not just move like Ali, but he had to get familiar with the fundamentals of the sport. Y'all niggas dig? So they gotta be in training camp, the actors. And I didn't pop the actors' names, not yet, because that's why I feel it's appropriate. They need to make this happen now. This is excellent timing. The movie's either going to be called Roy or Superhuman. Nah, I think that's a little too much. Either name the movie Roy or call it Jones or Roy Jones Jr. Now, I think that's too much. I think you should give it like a deep title. I think it's too simple. You call it Roy Jones Jr. or Roy Jones. You should either call it Jones or Roy, or you should call it Jones Jr. But let's roll with Roy right now. I think they should come out with this movie, and it's gonna be called Roy. I think they should come out with Roy Jones Jr. It's called Roy, and it's gonna be 3 hours long, because this is about his whole legacy. This is about his whole career as a boxer. And that's another thing. Let's break him down. I think Roy Jones is an interesting character, boxing fans, because you give him the impression Roy might be constipated. I think Roy be holding things in. When I look at Roy Jones Jr. boxing fans, I don't mean to shit. I don't mean to throw him underneath the bus, talk negative. I'm just speaking facts how I feel. I think every fighter in general suffers with low self-esteem, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, boxing fans. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm that too. I have an insecure streak. I have some self-esteem issues that I'm trying to conquer, and it all comes from living up to expectations, pleasing people, and insecurities. We're all human. But I think fighters, a real talk, suffer with low self-esteem, because why are they getting in that square circle and to begin with? There's various reasons, but I say the most important: respect, truth, what you're capable of, and there's another word I'm looking for. Oh, and love of the sport, because you love it. But I think fighters suffer with low self-esteem, and that's real shit. I think in general, I think people that are very wealthy or very successful, you know what? Shout out to I'm not gonna put his name out, but I heard this somewhere. Very successful people, I think, hate their self inside. That's why they're so driven. You dig what I'm saying? And it makes sense when you add it up, because somebody that love themselves is kind of content. You dig? They're gonna build. They want to get better. But I'm just saying, people that are very successful, I'm gonna keep it real. Look at P. Diddy. Look at Jay-Z. Maybe they don't like their self inside. I'm not trying to down them or nothing. Y'all dig what I'm saying? Maybe they don't. People that don't like their self tend to be very successful. That money and that glory and all that shit. So I think Roy Jones suffers with low self-esteem, and I can see it through his demeanor. Honestly, I don't mean to shit on Roy. I don't mean to embarrass him or nothing that. I'm just keeping it real with y'all, but I think we deserve to know about Roy, and they should make a movie, because Roy was a great man. He's a legend. You dig what I'm saying? He's a great man. He should be in the history books, which he is, but Roy was amazing, and I don't think the world really recognizes that shit, because it's like, real talking, we must have forgot real shit, because they don't pop his name, because he got knocked out and shit like that, and you don't really hear about Roy like that. So I think Roy Jones Jr. is a very interesting individual, and I think it should be brought to exposure and to light. I think the world should know Roy a little better. And I think bring it to the casuals, bring it to the world. We need to make a movie on this individual. Okay, boxing fans, we're gonna break it down. There's gonna be 3 main characters in this movie, boxing fans. You could say 4 when he was a toddler, but it's really gonna be 3 main characters, and they're gonna go and there's gonna be 3 actors, and you know they're gonna go by age and etc. Okay, you listen to boxing fans? We are going to scheme through Roy Jones' whole career, his whole legacy, his life story, in order of this film. Okay, so boxing fans, when we're gonna make a movie about an individual, we start from the beginning, and the beginning is when you were a child. You know, when you're a young kid. That's the first chapter of your life. And I think that actors should be, I'm telling you about, this is very appropriate. They need to make this shit now. And say if I do of course I am gonna post. Once I upload this video, it might spark an idea in Hollywood or in general movie. That's why I'm making these videos. I'm trying to spark ideas. I'm trying to spark shit to happen and speak for the trill, you know, like-minded people. I'm repping for the like-minded people, and I'm trying to spark an idea into the world. You dig? Because everybody's different. You dig? You understand? Everybody's different. So, but I'm making this video to spark the idea and just show the respect of Roy Jones Jr. Okay, so Roy Jones. Okay, now listen. They need to start when there's gonna be 3 actors. So I'm gonna go in order for y'all. You listening? When Roy Jones was an Olympian, when he was getting rep in his own city, when he was a problem, that's where it starts. That's where the fame starts, locally in your city. You know, you gotta fight your way up to the top. And I think the actor should be. Now, Roy, real quick, I know I'm kind of like all over the place. Roy had a very tough relationship with his father. His father was very hard on him. And when you think about it, same thing with Floyd, with Senior. They had a tough relationship. But I think what really came for a tough relationship with Roy and Senior, I think they don't mix personality-wise. You dig? That's his blood. That's his, you know, that's blood right there. But I don't think they mix personality-wise. But Roy Jones' father, Roy Senior, was very abusive. Now that's what they say. I'm not there personally, but where I'm getting this information from, remember, boxing fans, Roy Jones Jr. versus Antonio Tarver Part 3 at 175. This is back in 2006, 2005, 2004, 2005. One of them times. Part 3. I still didn't see this fight to this day, but they were talking about Roy. You know, they were talking about Part 1 and Part 2. And you know, Roy's back. He trying to get it. But Roy Jones Jr. Okay, Roy. Let me see. Nah, just bear with me, boxing fans. Okay, that's how I'm getting this information from. He was a country boy. He was a farm, Pensacola, Florida. I'm sure that's probably like a country place town. And matter of fact, boxing fans, I was born in Florida also. I was born in Miami though. I wasn't born in Pensacola. Maybe Florida breeds a lot of athletes. Keep it real with you. Like, you know, people down south, excluding being black, but I'm talking about in regions. You dig? Probably Florida, because look at Andre Berto. I don't know if he's born in Haiti, but Winter Haven. You dig? He's blessed. There's a lot of fighters. Roy Jones, Andre Berto. Florida fighters. Get it in. Hold on. I know there's another name. Oh, Tarver was I think he's from West Orlando. Tough neighborhood. But that's where I'm getting my information from. Was the countdown to Part 3. When they're gonna fight each other on the Part 3. I think they should have made that fight a draw though. Even though they gave a gift to Roy. They're saying he lost. Even though I didn't see the bout, I think Roy did really show his heart. I think they should have ruled that a draw. Because he's a superstar. But you know, we're sealed the fucking deal. And Tarver deserved it. You know he worked hard. You know he was determined. All he was thinking about was Roy. He wanted to marry Roy. He wanted to be in a relationship. He wanted to be intimate with Roy. That's how much he was on his mind. You dig? He wanted to snatch Roy's heart. Everything. He wanted to take his soul. And he did. That was the second round. That's what sealed the deal that Roy's a more superior fighter, but he was the better man that night. You dig? So that doesn't necessarily make Antonio Tarver greater than Roy Jones Jr. because Roy is a great man. Okay, let's get to the movie. I'll break it down for you boxing fans. Okay. Now, it's gonna move by the pace of his personal life. Okay, he's been boxing all his life. He said 2 years old. That's great. I'm glad he did the right thing. Floyd Sr. and Roy Sr. did the right thing. The right decision for their sons. They wouldn't be where they at if it wasn't for their father, Senior. That's another thing. A lot of black males probably don't go in boxing because we're from a single parent home, you dig? And mothers ain't with that brute force. It's all about, not all mothers, but it's all about that feminine, nurturing, soft shit. So a lot of brothers, honestly, I think, are turning homosexual. But it's not just that. It's because I'm from a single parent's home too, and I'm damn sure ain't him homosexual. I'm heterosexual. So it's the influence of the world, how it's moving, make it a safe haven for just, we don't need that brute manhood shit, but in reality we do need it. And I thank a YouTuber for that. I give him he basically sunned me, this YouTuber. I love his videos. I watch it all the time. I don't even watch television no more. I just watch his videos. So I thank him for that. But alright, let's get into it, boxing fans. Okay. This movie should be 3 hours. Now, if I upload this, it's going to spark an idea, and that means they're going to have to put in work. They're going to have to make the movie. And this movie going to take, honestly, I think it's going to take 2.5 years to make this film. Probably 3 years, because all these actors have to go in training camp. I'm not gonna pop their name yet, but they have to go in. They have to go in for like 1.5 years just to get their mechanics good. And I'm sure they're all right-handed, so that'll work too. They got to be orthodox. So this movie might take 3 years because they got to go in training camp. Put good fighters in there with them and etc. It might take 3 years. So this movie might, if I upload this and I spark an idea from a director or a producer or anybody who got power in Hollywood, in the film industry, this movie might not drop until like, I'm gonna say 2017. They need to hurry up though. Yeah, they need to hurry up, cause one of these actors I'm gonna name is gonna be Roy Jones in his fading part of his career. But we're gonna go in order. Okay, boxing fans. When Roy was getting it in, he was a young boy. He was a boy, and that person's going to be Tristan Wells. Boxing fans, have you seen The Wire, Red Tails? Have you seen Honey and the Bees? He's a good-looking brother. A young, light-skinned, brown-skinned brother. You gotta have the same complexion. You gotta have the same look, and even a little same character. Even though actors tend to be versatile, you gotta be, because you gotta get in the character. But he reminds me of Roy. He reminds me of Roy Jones Jr., and I think this would be appropriate because he's trying to get big in the film style. I'm telling you, this would be very fucking appropriate right now to make this film. Tristan Wells. I think that's how you say his name. He played in The Wire. He was one of the young boys on the corner, you dig, selling that that rock, you dig. I ain't talking about the Stone Age. He was selling that hard rock, you dig, that rock man, that heavyweight punch. So something like that. He was involved in that, street life. He played in Red Tails. He played in Honey and the Bees. He played in I'm trying to see who he's real famous for. It's basically The Wire. That's when I first seen him. And Red Tails, he did Honeys and the Bees. Oh, he played in I Am Christmas, right? This Is Christmas with Chris Brown, I think. One of them Christmas movies. I like him. He's a good actor. He was in the Jay-Z video. Show Me What You Got. I'm not sure, but I think his name is Tristan Wales. This is a good acting brother. This would be good for his limelight. Now he's gonna play Roy when Roy was an amateur. Roy's personal life with his clashing with his father, and when Roy Sr. shot Roy's dog, and when he murdered his dog, and just other shit. His personal life and him as an amateur, and not just that, him breaching when he was when he went pro. Oh yeah, and the Olympics. Yeah, don't forget about that. Yeah, the Olympics. He gonna play Roy when he's in the Olympics. He was an amateur, and early in his career, like the first, I'm gonna say the first 20 bouts. I'm gonna say the first 20 pro bouts. He gonna play Roy. Then it's gonna switch over to another actor, and this other actor, I was very impressed. It showed, even though he's a comedian, it showed that he could take up a serious role, and I was very impressed with what he did. I was very impressed. This is like the first serious role he ever did. Look at Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence did a serious role. Real shit. Martin Lawrence did, maybe Bad Boys here and there. Bad Boys, it's comic. But Martin Lawrence did a serious role in A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and some others. So I'm sure, he could play a serious role. But Tristan Wales, no, I'm not talking about Martin Lawrence. I didn't name his name yet. I think that's how you say his name. Tristan Wales, something like that. Red Tails, he was the pilot in Red Tails. Played in the Y, he was on the corner. He played Honey and the Bees. He wasn't no slave, but he was, young black man, during that time. What else he played in? He played in something else. I think he played This Is Christmas. He's a very good talent. He's a talented young man. So, but he'll be Roy. He looks very young. So he'll be Roy Jones Jr. when he was a boy, when he was a young boy, a young man at that too, like 25 and under. You dig? Trust me, they hook him up, and he got a good physique, and I'm sure he can fight. I'm sure he can move. He can fight. You want to mix it up? You dig? And I'm sure. Yeah, they're teaching him how to drive. I'm sure he could fight. He get it in. And as a matter of fact, he's born in snake years. He's born in 6/15/89. So, as snakes, we don't play. We get it in. You dig? So, Tristan Wales. I was waiting for an actor to look like Roy. You dig? To look like Roy. And to act like him. And there's there's light-skinned black males in Hollywood, but I'm telling you, this is perfect. This is the perfect candidate to be Roy. So I would love to see that. So he's gonna support the first half of the very first half of Roy Jones' career. Okay, now you ready? Now we're gonna shift in to Roy when now he got a world title. Now he's getting buzz. Now he's in the limelight. Now this is where the dream came true. Him getting money, world champion, etc., etc., etc. And that actor is going to be, him being on HBO lights, pay-per-view and everything. Him getting that lights. The fame, everything coming towards him good. But it was coming towards him good when he was Tristan Wales. But this is just early in his career, like the first 20 bouts. The first 20 pro bouts. And we're going to shift over to when he was a man. And that's Mike Epps. Mike Epps should be Roy Jones Jr. when he was a man. I forgot that fucking movie when he was like he wasn't a pimp, but he was kind of a villain. He was doing stand-up comedy for white folks, and they thought he was cooning and shit. What's that movie called? Boxing Fans. It was a good movie. Mike was taking on a serious role. He was beating up this girl and shit like that. You know what? I'll show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post. I'm gonna post all these pictures up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I was very impressed with Mike Epps. He actually took up a serious role, and he could act serious. He don't have to be comical all the time. So this would be his first role. It'd be serious. And matter of fact, Roy Jones was humorous. He could throw in some jokes there too. Yeah, Roy Jones did have a sense of humor. That's true. He did. So he can work with that too. But Mike Epps would be Roy Jones when he was a man. You know, like 25 through 35. And even, you know, show when he got knocked out by Tava during that. You dig? Mike Epps will even be during that time when he got in the second round, part 2 with Antonio Tava. So Mike Epps will be Roy Jones when he was a man. Like when he was like 26 years old to 37 years old. You dig? He'll be Mike when he's a man. And matter of fact, Roy took a big break after when he got annihilated by Glenn Johnson and Antonio Tava. Even though he came back part 3, he took a real big, you know, he had to sit back. He did the right thing too. Sit back and reflect, see if he could get his strength back, enjoy the world, enjoy his money. So that'll be good. That'll be interesting. They could show his life when he sat back, and etc. And let me see. No, I'll say Mike Epps ain't gonna be the Roy Jones that fought Joe Calzaghe. No, he's not gonna be. Mike Epps is gonna be Roy Jones when Roy Jones fought. Okay. I think yeah. Tristan Wells should be Roy Jones that fought James Toney. But Mike Epps is gonna be the fighter that fought, because you know he fought him after that. Oh shit. Let me see. Hold on, boxing fan. Shit. Yeah. James Toney was before B-Hop, right? I think he was. He should be. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, he should be. And Mike Epps is gonna be the Roy Jones that fought Bernard Hopkins the first time. You know, when they were young as shit. When they were young. You know. That's what Mike Epps is gonna be. Mike Epps is gonna be Roy Jones when Roy Jones fought. Roy Jones fought mad people. When he was at light heavyweight and when he was at super middleweight. But Tristan Wells is gonna be Roy Jones when he was 160. And then the last part, Tristan Wells is gonna be Roy Jones when Roy Jones fought James Toney. Because Roy was young then. He was young. That was 93. That was 1993 when they fought. So, you know, that'll be a good fight. Yeah, that'll be a good look. So basically, Mike Epps is gonna be Roy Jones when he was a man. Okay? It's 3. Now listen. You listening? I always wanted this go down, but I was like, yo, he's too old to play Roy. He's getting up there in age. Cuba Gooding Jr. is gonna be Roy Jones Jr. when he was fading. Cuba is gonna be Roy Jones when Roy Jones fought Felix Trinidad, and ever since then, boom. And ever since until then, bingo. Cause listen, y'all ever seen The Gladiator, boxing fans, with Cuba Gooding Jr.? That was a good flick. And there's some other good DVD flicks Cuba Gooding Jr. got, where he was training. He was an assassin, and he was doing jump rope in his apartment or his house, and he was doing the heavy bag. I was surprised. I was like, oh, check out Cuba Gooding Jr. look like Roy and shit. Because the funny thing is, they're both Sun and Capricorn. Real shit. They're both Sun and Capricorn. Roy and Cuba Gooding Jr. And they both got the same complexion. Both black. And you know, they both got like a same type of temperature about them. You dig? But the Gladiator, you know, you don't gotta worry about Cuba being in training, because you know he got some experience when it comes to boxing. So he did some shit. So, you know, Cuba's gonna play Roy when Roy fought Calzaghe, Felix Trinidad, Jeff Lacey. Oh yeah. No, Mike Epps is gonna be Roy that fought John Ruiz. They don't gotta bulk him up. Just put like a little muscle on him and shit. You dig? They don't gotta bulk him up to heavyweight. It's gonna be a little too much. You dig what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little too exaggerated. Cause they gotta do a lot of shit. This is gonna be like 4 years. You dig? They're gonna do. That's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be too much for Mike. You know, they don't gotta bulk him up to heavyweight. But Mike Epps is gonna be Roy that fought John Ruiz. You know, when he was in his 30s, when he was in his late 20s and his early 30s, around there. Boxing fans, I'm really feeling this. Cuba Gooding Jr. I think Hollywood owes Cuba Gooding Jr. this. This is gonna be a movie theater movie, just like Ray. Jamie Foxx played Ray, Ray Charles. You dig? And to this day, they still didn't make a Sugar Ray, Ray Robinson flick, or Ray Leonard flick. But I told you, it's very difficult making a boxing film, boxing fans, because the actor has to move like a real fighter. He got to get his mechanics in there. Fuck. Oh yeah, he got to have his mechanics intact when he's moving in that ring. He got to be natural. So boxing fans, I am really feeling this. Tristan Wales when Roy was a young man, a young boy and a young man. Mike Epps when he was a young man going on to a real man. And now Cuba Gooding Jr. when he's a real man fading into an old man. The old man's like, 40s, late 30s. That's not really old, but y'all dig what I'm saying? So Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to play Roy Jones Jr. when he was fading in his career. This is going to be a beautiful movie, boxing fans. This is going to be an excellent film. I really want to see this, and this really needs to go down. Really, they need this. They need this. They owe it to Roy Jones Jr. for just the respect out of him being a great fighter, and they owe this for Cuba Gooding Jr. for the work he put in for the Hollywood. Because Cuba blessed us with excellent films, excellent works. Boys in the Hood, Honorable Men, Pearl Harbor, even though he didn't play a major role. Rat Race, that was a funny flick. Shut up, you crazy Lucy bitches! Shut up! Shit, that's LAM. Oh, just come on, Cuba. You played in so many flicks. Cuba's the man. Jerry Maguire. There's some other shit. What's my favorite Cuba film? There's a lot. I'm trying to think. I like that movie Borderline when he was it's a DVD flick, not a movie theater. When he was people crossing the border patrol, something like that. He was like a police officer, but his past, with the hustlers and shit, they came to his house, he had to do some dirty work. That was a good film. But boxing fans, let me run through it. This need to happen. And matter of fact, and at the end of the flick, when Roy, they need to put the real Roy Jones in there and show, what he doing now, etc. But this movie ain't gonna be complete until like 2017 or 2016. I'll say 2017 or 2016. I will survive. Yes, I will survive. That's that Gladiator, baby. So you don't gotta worry about Cuba being him in training camp. He did good. He did good in Gladiator, and he played in other films when he was boxing. He's doing good. Matter of fact, Pearl Harbor, he was getting it in. Pearl Harbor, he had a scene where he was boxing on the boat, I guess, because he's in the Navy. So listen, I'm gonna put some pictures up here so y'all know what I'm talking. I hope I got the name right. Tristan Wales. He played in Red Tails. He's a good-looking young brother. Handsome. He's a good brother. Roy didn't look bad himself. He handsome, look like a good brother. So this need to happen, boxing fans. I'm really feeling this. This movie needs to drop in the real theaters. Give you good light, closer light on Roy. I think we deserve that as peoples, because Roy Jones Jr. is a great man and a special person that entered boxing, because this is the most athletic fighter. That's why I said they should call it Superhuman Roy or Superhuman, because the way he moved, it wasn't human. And I'll explain on that. The way he moved wasn't human. Aquarius is like a supernatural sign. You dig? It's like a hero, cerebral. No, the real cerebral is Gemini. That's the real cerebral. But Aquarius is a sign of advancement, the future. You dig? What's going on in the future? So, and Roy had a Mercury in Aquarius, and I think Roy had a Mars in Aquarius. I'm not sure. So look at Floyd. Floyd got a Mercury in Aquarius and a Mars in Aquarius. Come on, man. They're unconventional, unorthodox. and how they move is advancing and futuristic. And Ali was a moon in Aquarius. He was ahead of his time in the 60s and the 70s and the 60s. You never seen no fighter move like that. Ali was ahead of his time. Look at Roy Jones, ahead of his time. Come on, you see somebody move like that before? Crazy right there. Crazy as cat shit, crazy shit. So boxing fans, I wanted to bring this to light. I wanted to reach out to y'all, and I had to hit y'all with this. This needs to happen now. And what I represent for the sport, I represent being an analyst, analyzing things, neutralizing, dissector, and just a good, I guess, journalist, right? Because I'm talking, writer, a good writer too. So, I ain't done, boxing fans. You know, this is the day now. Listen, and be in tune. I'm gonna hit y'all with a Floyd Sealed Legacy Part 3, cause Floyd looked at yo. I didn't see the whole fight, but Floyd looked good against Guerrero. He looked young again. Honestly, he looked like when he fought Baltimore. I was very impressed with Floyd. He looked good. He looked nice and young. I thought he was gonna be rusty, like rusted and shit and aged. But Floyd did slow down. Ever since Ricky Hatton, Floyd did slow down. I see it. I do see it. But I was amazed how good he looked in that ring. Well, against Guerrero. I did see a fight, matter of fact. It was on the internet though. Like, after it wasn't on stream. It was just, after they posted. I was very impressed with Floyd. He looked good his age. So listen, the next video I'm gonna hit y'all with is a Part 3 Sealed Legacy. Boxing fans, I ain't done. Far from it. Let's get this money on YT. Like, comment, subscribe. I do this for the glory too, the respect of the sport. I love it. So this is day 9, baby. Holla back. Roy Jones Jr. is my favorite fighter of all time so far. History. The man was blessed, had gears. He can box. His IQ was high, head to the body. Tremendous fighter. Incredible. Heroic. I say heroic because he put in that work. Come on, he's still fighting to this day. He didn't retire. He didn't pull off a Lennox Lewis and retired. What was Roy's mistake though? Let me bring this up. No, he did the right thing going to heavyweight. That was brilliant. That was brilliant what he did. But this is when Roy had a mistake. He jumped immediately down to fight Tarver. So that's what kind of, But did Tarver deserve a shot? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he deserved a shot. He deserved a shot. But Roy should have been paying attention in the second fight. I think he slept on Tarver because he fought him before. You dig what I'm saying? He slept on Tarver in the second fight. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? You got excuses tonight? Maybe got underneath his skin. That was good. Tarver, he did an excellent job, and things happen. That don't mean Roy sucked because he got clipped. He didn't get clipped once. He got clipped by Glenn Johnson and some other fighters, Danny Green. You dig? But Roy was really he was trying hard against Calzaghe. He was really trying to win that fight. But he did excellent. He showed work. He's a warrior, a soldier, a man of God, a servant of God. And Roy Jones, I'm so happy he came to the sport, blessed the generation. I was luckily we're all blessed to see this guy step in that ring and perform what he did, because it was amazing. It was really something to be remembered. Nobody has gears like Roy Jones Jr. That's a good question, boxing fans. I wonder if you had to ask somebody, who was Floyd Mayweather's favorite fighter? I'm sure he would say Roy Jones Jr. I'm sure he would say Muhammad Ali. But I'm not saying who's the best fighter of all time. I'm talking about who's his favorite fighter of all time. His favorite. Put it on your favorites, your playlist. You dig? He would probably say Roy Jones Jr. And he was amazing. So, just to recap, boxing fans, Tristan Wells should be the younger part of his life when he's a man, when he's living that good life. But he's still training, living that hard life, that grueling training. Be Mike Epps when he was a man. And then after Mike Epps stretched it out, is Cuba Gooding Jr. when he was fading out of his years. He's fading. Being a great man, being legendary. Still putting in their work, the respect of the sport. Boxing. I love it. We gonna stay with it. And we gonna keep making hits. Boxing fans, I'm out. Zidane 9 Phil, holla at me. I love boxing. 100.